But Leah, I struggle with something. I struggle with one thing badly, and I heard you talk about it, and that is something that again I'm learning from you. No matter how much I practice my spirituality, no matter how much you know I do. Again, that's why I introduced you as, according to me, quite an evolved human being. I see a lot of injustice. I see what humans inflict on. Forget ignoring them. Forget when they see a homeless dog and look the other way. I can maybe understand. Not everyone can say, "Oh, homeless dog on the street, let's bring it home." That's, I'm not, but it hurts me, and I'm sure all your Nurture Your Pet followers and viewers, when they hear stories about the cruelty. We don't post the cruelty because it's too painful, okay, to
Yeah,
post it. But
yeah,
we
we
know
know.
what's going on there. So we're not even talking about people that don't adopt, people that don't
No, no.
shelter. We're not even talking. We're talking about people that actively do that,
Yes,
and
yes.
it makes me sad, and it makes me even question. Yesterday I had dinner with my daughter, and my daughter had a conversation with me, and she says, "Mom, conversations about spirituality, God, and all that." And she said to me, "Mom, I am disappointed in not only what they do with animals, what they do to each other." And that is something I struggle with. But you said something that was so beautiful, and you reminded me again what I am supposed to have learned already by now, which is the ability to forgive.
You, if you, if you don't forgive, if you live in the, for example, in the cruelty, if you keep that alive, it's living with you rent free. You're carrying all that pain and disappointment with you. But not only is that unhealthy, I think there's two other things that help me very much. I think everybody has, I do believe we come back. I believe we return, and I believe we are meant to learn and to learn to be as happy as possible and try not to interfere with anybody else's happiness. And whatever you didn't learn, well, you've got to come back and learn it again. Whatever damage you did, you're going to have to come back and amend for it. And whatever happiness you brought, you will be rewarded for it somehow. Um, so I think there's people in this world who are living horrible lives, who themselves have an enemy inside of them who causes them to act this way. So I don't think they're happy people. I don't think that mind, a mind that can conceive hurting a helpless animal is is a healthy mind or a happy mind to live in. So they're carrying their own burden. And it's their path. Unfortunately, people and creatures will have to come in between their mission and their lessons. But one of my biggest teachers they've always been the dogs, because I've seen dogs that have been set on fire on purpose, and I've seen them wag their tail and try with whatever bit of strength they still had, try to come close to the next human being that spoke softly to them, even though another human being did this to them. I've seen dogs, one in particular, luckily he was adopted and he lives a beautiful life now. tiny little black dog, faithful, following his alcoholic owner from bar to bar. And one day he'd wait for him till the morning outside, and his owner came out, and he jumped up to greet him, and his owner just took out the machete and chopped off his leg. And this dog never stopped loving human beings, because the first thing he did when he was strong enough to stand up was waddle over and offer his friendship and offer his love to the next human being he could find. I've seen it every day. I see it in the dogs I walk with, and I see their scars. And some I know their stories, some I don't. And they all look back and see if I'm coming. And they're all happy. And all they want to do is please you. If they can overcome the betrayal and the cruelty that they have found in the hands of other human beings, if they can forgive, how can how come I cannot? I have to. I have to. I've seen it. And I see how happy they are. And I see that their body may not be whole, but their soul is a whole animal. And that's just because they're able to forgive, move on, and keep searching for what makes them happy, even if what makes them happy is often a human being that doesn't deserve them. Um, but those have been the best teachers. I can't. I'm not the kind of person who is particularly fond of human beings as a race. No, I'd rather be surrounded by animals. But I know as humans, we're full of flaws. If they can love us with our flaws, we could try tolerating each other a little bit with our flaws.